Hello, today is the 4th of November 2023. The time now is 3:09 p.m. So, for the last few weeks, I have been looking at a movie on television where they're rebuilding Black Wall Street. And back in May 31st, 1921, was a town that was in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was built by black people. And a mob came and burnt down all the houses, all the buildings, 35 square block of community, killed the black people. And so today they're rebuilding one building at a time. And they have a show called Building Black Wall Street. And then you have a lot of people that want to talk so much junk about black people and want to say black people are lazy and black people, that they've gone to many places where black people could build up and all this type of stuff. But they build up. Anytime they build up, it get burnt down. People get murdered. And I want to bring to my channel how they white people, and like I said, I'm not a racist person, but I'm gonna talk about what need to be talked about because it's time for all this racism and hatred and murder, because that's what's going on. Murder today, even today, is still going on. And there's something going on right now where they want to kill black people and even some white people. But mostly it's black people. And they want to kill us right in our homes, but they're hiring blacks to help them. Want to hire black people to help murder. And then when it's all over, they're going to kill them too. Nobody is safe. Nobody of humanity is safe. And we need to talk about it. This thing need to be talked about. And so there was people being deputized by the police, which is still going on today. Black police is the one hiring the people to still hurt people. They burn down businesses, they burn down homes, they burn down churches, hospitals, hotels, public libraries, schools, the newspaper. This place was prosperous for black people that they built it. And so what made me feel that they did this because black people money was staying in black people community and not going into the white community, because black people spend a lot of money and not in their own community, and it's a shame that we get the worst treatment. Anytime a disease come out, it's us that get the biggest part of it. But see, people don't understand. All races seem to hate black people, but you come from black people. You come from black people, and anytime you try to destroy black people, you destroying yourself, because it always go back to where it came from. It said this paper saying that 10,000 people were left homeless, but there were many people killed right out in the streets. Now this show that I'm looking at today, they was like 3 people from that time. They was children then. The oldest one, I think she's like 108 years old, 108 or 110, and there's a brother and sister that's left, and they tell them, how they escaped. And this one lady, she was saying how she escaped is that her mother put them under the house and how they knew that it was going to happen. Someone came, was warning them to get out of town because they was coming to kill the black people. So they did get a warning, and that's how some of them escaped, because they left. And so now today, she wants to be in 107. Because what I'm looking at, it say 107. Miss Viola Fletcher testified before Congress. No, she was 107 then. On May the 31st of 2021, that she testified um, before Congress about what happened over 100 years ago. Cause she was just a child when this happened, and so it ain't that black people can't build up. Black people done built up a whole lot of things, and a lot of the things that's in the world today was created by someone black. So I just wanted to testify about, um, black people. We are very smart people, and we know how to be creative and create. Um, they said that. It said let me see. Said black bodies were laying in the street. You could still smell the smoke and the fire. Many people died that day. Many people died that day. And they have pictures of what went on. And North Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa, in Oklahoma. All of this happened. And then the black chemists, it said black chemists say they're putting like a chemical in the food to turn men gay. And it's not, but when I first read this some years ago, that he was saying black men, but now it's saying men, period, because this is something that's being planned. And that he had experiment on frogs. um It said Hayes examined frogs exposed to herbicided, um Atrazine, and what he found was that the male frogs had both sexes. They turned that they've had both sexes. And I heard on another video that the male frogs turned the women, female frogs. They actually grew. They lost they male organs and grew female organs. And so this is stuff they're trying to do today, and they still trying to create food to hurt the black race. And we have to be really careful and mindful not to just trust what people do, like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is buying up. He's buying up farmland, and the farmland that he's buying up is water is up under the farmland, because he's trying to get control of the water, and he want to create seeds that is programmed to affect black people. So everything they trying to do, they trying to get rid of us. But yet they want to use us for their purpose, to get rid of us. Because in this neighborhood, this is mostly a black neighborhood, and I'm surrounded by black people who are doing everything they can to attack us. And it don't even make no sense. I just never thought that people could be so evil, but they are. I mean, you hear of somebody evil every once in a while, somebody who is a person that just go around killing people. But when it's every day, you don't just hear about that. And so I wanted to make this video because this is what I'm looking at today. And you got black people trying to build back up a city that's been burned down. many years ago, and they still have only three living people that lived during that time. And so you got there's a husband and wife who is helping Bill, and then there's another company that will give them like $10,000 to help Bill. The first person I saw on this show was this lady that the house was left to her by her grandparents. And so it's a really nice house, but it was, if you don't do remodel things in a house, it'll start tearing down. And so she was having lot of problem with her water commode system and stuff. Her sewer system. And so they did give her the $10,000. And then this married couple, they came in and did some remodeling in the house. And then the next show I saw, I reckon they want me to hush. Because they see I'm videoing. But anyway, the second video that I saw, this lady, she was building a place for women can go when they I guess a birthing place. That's what they call it, a birthing house, where they can go and have and give birth. And then the next one was helping the homeless women when they come out of the prison system. When they come out of the prison system and trying to get back into, the work system and home settings and stuff like that. And then, let me see, let me make sure. I know today when I looked there, they have a restaurant called, what was the name of that restaurant? It's a black restaurant, a black-owned restaurant. I forgot the name of it, but it's well known because it's like a franchise. And then there was this man. He's the one that created a lot of technology to make the house up to date. And he the one created all this stuff. That's why I'm saying, you got a lot of black people who are the creators of stuff, but they don't get that credit. Because a lot of time back in the older days, people created things, they didn't patent it. And so it was patented by somebody of another race. But they didn't create it. The black person created it. And so I just want to remind people of who we came from. We came from intelligence. And we don't have to let people make us like we just wild, crazy people that just don't have no home training, and we don't care about nothing. We don't want nothing. Because that's what people say about us. But we do want something. We just want people to leave us alone and let us build. Don't burn down our homes. Don't burn down our neighborhoods. Don't turn us against one another. Because that's what go on. And then we, as black people, we need to start respecting one another. Stop being so hateful towards each other. And young people stop being disrespectful to their elders. And we can have so much. If family will build together, don't try to outdo one another, but get together and try to build. Families can help a lot. Families can grow together. When you find a black family that's prosperous, that's because they stick together. They don't try to outdo one another, and they don't be stabbing each other in the back. They respect their elders, and those are the ones that you see who are prosperous. They build family businesses. One don't try to outdo the other or try to take anything. They build, and they want to see things prosperous. And they have a family, one generation after the next generation. That's how you grow, that's how you gain generational wealth. But when you got a family that nobody is trying to pull together, you're always pulling apart, and got your own selfish agenda. Nobody won't have nothing. Everybody be poor. So this just my 2 cents on us as a people. And I think the people that's trying to build up the Black Wall Street, I really appreciate that, because we are not dumb people. We are not people that's not intelligent. We are not people that only thing we can do is play sports and sing. We got the intelligence to create. We can do it. And so, you got some people that don't, they can see that you're an intelligent person, but they'll try to break you down and do everything that they can. That's why I used to tell my son, because he had so much trouble in school, but it wasn't him, it was his teacher. But because he won't gonna let this man disrespect him, and the teachers in the school, they could see a prosperous, a promising black child, and then they'll come against the child and make the child, be rebellious, because they don't want to be disrespectful. And that's what I was trying to tell him. This man see that you are a promising black man. Don't You have to ignore his ignorance, because I took him to school one day, and this man just walked in the room and looked at my son and rolled his eyes at him. So I guess he didn't know I was his mother, because I was looking right at him. I said, I see who the problem is. I see who the problem is. It's him. Because my son hadn't said nothing or did nothing. He just sitting there beside me. He walked in the room and rolled his eyes. And so one day I had to take him to school again, just because he didn't. It was something minor. It didn't even make no sense. I think because he didn't have on a belt or had on a hat. It was something real simple that didn't even make sense for them to send him home. And then when I went to the school to take him back, I see the white children doing the exact same thing. They was complaining about him. So the principal said what he had to say, and then just walked out the room. So I sat there. He said, "I'm finished." I said, "Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not finished. I ain't haven't said what I want to say." And I told my son to apologize, because he did get mouthy at the principal. And I told him, "You stay in a child's place. Don't give them room to want to hurt you, because you got to finish school." That's why I kept telling my son, they already educated. You got to get your education. And they was trying to hold him back. So I went to the Board of Education and talked to somebody out at the Board of Education and got him out at the college, because they had a program out there for adults, even though he wasn't an adult, but he was like 17. Should have been his last year, and they trying to hold him back. And they let him get into the adult high school, but they were trying to fight it. And he went and did what he was supposed to do. And I went and talked to the instructor. He said, "I have no problem with him. That he don't have no problem with him, because he won't giving him problems. It ain't always the child. You got some prejudiced adults that feel like they can do whatever they want to do to our black children." And just like he said, they were playing basketball one day, and this boy chopped him on his neck, and he whooped him. He beat him up, and then he got expelled, but the boy didn't get expelled. This is the kind of stuff that he doing. So you playing ball, you don't be chopping nobody on their neck. And so my son, I got him out of that school and put him out there at the college, and he graduated high school. He didn't get no GED. He got a high school diploma. And so he went on to college, and uh, he went for air conditioned refrigeration, but he had planned to go back to design bridges, but he got murdered before he can go back to school. So we have to stop letting people of other races just treat us in an old kind of way. They treat us. It don't make sense the way I see people want to treat black people. And you got these women that think they could just walk up to a black man and just do whatever they want. Just, the Karens. They go out their way to approach a black man and try to belittle him and make him look like a boy. And I'm tired of it. I'm fed up with it. I really am. Because our men are men. They men. And the need for white women to keep trying to belittle them, and white people to keep trying to treat us like we are nothing. Because we are. A lot of times the white people patents come from black people. They learn from black people and they patent it. But black people didn't patent nothing back in the day. But they the one that created it. And so they had to learn to start patenting stuff so they can get credit for what they created. So this is my video for today. And I made this video because the show that I was looking at, and they going, they really trying hard to build this place back up that was burnt down. It was very prosperous. They had a bank, they had schools, they had this a black town. They had a bank, they had a hospital, they had everything that any other town had. And this not the only black town, And then you got these towns that sundown towns that if you were black, you better be out before sundown because you're gonna be dead. And not just dead, some of your parts will be gone. And I'm not afraid to talk about what's going on. People like they're afraid to talk about these things, but I'm not gonna be afraid to talk about it because it need to be known. People need to know what's going on in the world and not being, people are trying to pretend that they've been so good, but they haven't been good. A lot of the people that were hung back in the day, the first thing that you see taking a picture is the police. Always the police is the first one. And then they had the little children out there too. What kind of mess is that? And then we think we should forget about it. But how can we forget about it when it's still going on today? It's just not being talked about. It's still going on. You still got stuff going on. You still got people being slaves in 2023. But they don't want to talk about it. You still got people living in houses that don't have lights and water and stuff like that right here in America. And that's a pure shame. And they want to bring foreign people from way somewhere else. And then you got people right here in America that's living like that because they black people. And so I'm gonna talk about it. If they could keep burning me or doing whatever, raping me and sodomizing me, whatever they're gonna do. But they, look how they got my face just blowed up. And these black people are doing this, helping the Illuminati. But the Illuminati don't care nothing about them neither. They look at us like we rats. And the one that's doing it, they probably think worse of them because they doing it. Because they think so little of us. They think so little of us. And they didn't just get them billions and trillions of dollars just being smart. People died for them to be billionaires. People died for them to be trillionaires. So I'm going to end this video. I may come back and talk some more. I don't know. But it just makes me mad that they feel like they could just put your name on a blackball list, and then it just spread lies, and even if it's the truth. And what did we do to make them could just torture us? Even if we did what they said we did, they people that done did worse, like them. The one that's putting our names out there, they doing worse than that I ever done. Cause I don't bother nobody. I don't try to hurt nobody. I don't bother nobody. So you got this sheriff department that's doing it, and this the sheriff department, the city cops, military, government agencies. They're not just them. All the government agencies, this other law, is doing this. And then they just spread lies and spread lies and spread lies and have people afraid to talk out. But it's going to be all of us, all of us. You see what they're doing over there in Israel? It ain't going to be just Israel. It's going to be here too. This is the beginning of World War III. The beginning of it. But it starts small. But that's not small because they murdering them people. But they're not going to stop there. This is stuff that's being planned for years. Everything that's going on now is being planned. And they want to make people so fearful of not being able to survive that they'll do anything to make money so that they can survive. But that money is not the answer. That money is not the answer because it's going to get you a bad place. And you're going to be in a bad place. But I won't let them put that kind of fear because I've been poor all my life. You know, I ain't never had nothing. So they can't make me that fearful where I turn on people, that I turn on humanity just to hell. They can't make me that fearful. Because I've been poor all my life, you know. I haven't been as poor as some people because there's some people that just, you know, and I can't understand when you got poor Americans that is homeless and out there trying to get money, beg for money, and then you allow other people from other countries that won't live in this bed as some of these homeless people. And then you allow all these people to come in America and help them, but you won't help the Americans. It's sad. It's really sad. And it's a disgrace. A pure disgrace. So I'm going to end this right now.